Traders, evening, hello, good morning. Connor, we're back. We're back, baby.
We're back after technical difficulty.
Yeah, viewers, Skype, I don't know if you've ever had this issue, but we couldn't message, we couldn't do anything on Friday evening, and we were like depressed, and we're like, oh my god, the viewers, but we're not dead, we're okay. We're here. Episode 51. And I remember the risk disclaimer as well, which is good.
Oh,
so, all right, so guys, Connor and I are actually both live trading small accounts now as well, so this is very important. We would strongly recommend not listening to our advice and taking our trades. Find something that works for you. Don't live trade straight away. Please don't do that. Don't follow the news. Don't trade, really the lower time frames. Back tests, get Forex Tester 3 or a similar software package. Just research Walter Peters for free on YouTube. We're not paid to, we're not affiliates with him at all. Research him, understand the markets a little bit, price action, and then get a paper trading account and then a small live. But I mean, Connor, what would you say time frame? It's hard to say, isn't it, really? You don't want to rush it. You feel like you want to rush it, though, to start.
Like we've talked about before, it's like everyone, and you and I we both had to get our fingers burnt.
Yeah.
And I think that's just what people will do. And we certainly don't recommend it, but that's just what people will do, because when you start off, you think that you're different and you can handle it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You'll find a way to make money, and you can't. And so, I back tested for a good year just on back testing.
I think that's probably about the same for me as well. It was about 8 months, and I was running. Then I ran the demo account for 8 months, and it was something like that. It was legitimately more than a year of reassessing, and then the start of this year, very small. What I would say, guys, is do not open. If you insist on opening a live account, do not open a live. Please don't open a live, because you will just get burned even more, because you will lose money. So no one you just can't. You might make money really quickly, which is even worse, because then you'll get greedy, and you can end up owing your broker money if you take too big positions. So be very careful is what I would say. Do not. And
with volatility and slippage and all those sorts of things.
Yeah, it can get, especially if you're placing large positions in lower volatility times, like you can, especially in the lower time frames, you can get slipped really hard. Honestly, so especially if your broker's not the best, it can get very ugly very quickly. So, and then you get all emotional and you start making even more crazy trades. I mean, you could blow thousands in quick. It could get really crazy. So
I blew a third of my account in 1 year.
Yeah,
and
that's pretty good actually. That's not too crazy.
And I was devastated. And people were like, dude, man, that wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, I've heard some real horror stories.
I had a stupid thing. I was like, I won't risk any more than $7 a trade.
Yeah,
and so. Dollar amount for starters, and then it wasn't a percentage amount, and then it was and I didn't have a system about how many trades I could be in, so I could have been in 10 trades at a time. I'd normally been about five trades, or that wasn't uncommon.
I think that's normal as well for most people, most normal novice traders.
Yeah, and then I had a rule that I wouldn't lose any more than $50 a week. Even though, Scotty, I was risking $7 a trade. It doesn't really, the maths doesn't really add up. And that was just myself. That was just myself. I came up with my own crappy little risk management program. But there are people, and I just, like I said, I knew nothing about trading, but there are people who couldn't even do that. You know what I mean? They didn't care. They didn't care about how much they lost a week.
Yeah, or it's like a gut feeling. It's like, oh, this is going to go. And they'll listen to the news. And
I'll put on $20 that trade, or, you know what I mean? And so I was like, and looking back, I'm like, actually, that's not, considering I had some risk management at least, and that's what saved me.
Yeah. I think
total information.
Yeah, the key things I would say I've learned is less is best when it comes to trading, and use a platform that allows you to set the risk exactly. Like what we use FX Trade. We're not paid to say that, but even with a small account, it lets you dictate how much risk you have instead of the lot sizing, which is not good because the broker has it their own way because even with a small account you can risk like 4 or 5% even with the smallest lot sizing, which is not good. You don't want to be risking 5% a trade because it could really get pretty bad pretty quick. So that's yeah, and
Yeah,
just
I feel like with risk management too, like when I
yeah,
started to learn about risk management, um, like that was like the blueprint. And then so it's like, right, as long as you know your risk management, like when you go onto Forex Tester or something, you can play around with so many different more systems to see if you can make money.
yeah,
But if you
yeah,
have no concept of risk management, you never really know if you're going to be able to make money or not.
yeah, that's
So
right, yeah, yeah, yeah,
after 100 trades of some crazy, some crazy gimmick, some crazy system that you've come up with on
yeah,
Forex stuff, within 100 trades, you're probably going to realize whether the drawdown's too serious or you're going to make money from it. So
yeah.
you can really play with a lot of different things as long as you know what your risk management is. And I'm sort of under the impression that risk management should come first, and that's the most important thing, and then the system's second important, and then you'll get other people who argue the other way. No, it's the system.
Yeah,
No, important.
I won't name his name, but the institutional trader that I know and that you know said, "I'm a risk manager first, then a trader." And this is coming
Yeah,
from the audience. This is coming from someone who, at one point was managing hundreds of millions of dollars, and he was like, you know, risk management is you got to be alive to stay in the game. You can't like
yeah, yeah. I heard one trader explain it well. He's like, "What do you think I am, a professional trader?" He goes, "I'm not a professional trader. I'm a professional risk manager.
yeah.
That's what I do."
Yeah, that is like yes, that's it, viewers. If you take anything from this tonight or at whatever time you're listening to it, that is the key thing to. So please, you don't earn a lot of money quickly. Don't think about that. Just one trade at a time. And speaking of that, Connor, your Aussie Swiss trade.
That was the longest risk disclaimer ever.
Yeah, it was. It was a big look. That was the risk disclaimer. Well, sorry about that, guys, but we there were a few good points there though. Like just for the people, we do have closed captions now as well for English language, so YouTube automatically put that on, which was interesting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think it must have been the hours watched or something, because I was looking into it and I clicked it, but it didn't do it straight away. So it's interesting how it does it. It's cool. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But Aussie Swiss trade, Connor, what are your thoughts on this? Did you get into it last week for this one?
Yeah, so I got in it last week.
Yep.
So I took it on that support and resistance zone around the 0.74056.
Yeah.
It's a good bend. It had broken past resistance.
Yeah.
And now it's made a bit of a resurgence back up. Hopefully it'll go back down. How do I feel about it? Again, it comes down to risk management. I can't tell you whether it'll go up or down from here. So what I'm going to do is just grit my teeth and bear it. It's not looking great. It's not looking great. It's not looking that ugly. There's a few wiki sort of candles in there that show that there might be some volatility going either way, but I'll work it out. Yeah. What about yourself? You're in no, you're not in the Swiss Paro. What are you in?
I'm in. We'll
Euro
go
Aussie.
to, let's do the Euro Aussie first. All right. So viewers, I got into this last week, early last week actually. And look, for the people who do follow the channel, you'd know I got into it and immediately it just started going. It's been a real roller coaster, actually. It's in a pretty nice little rectangle. I pretty much got in the highs. You see the highs there from a little while ago on the 4-hour chart. It was like 1.578 something. And then it went down, went up again, went down, went up again. And it went up pretty aggressively. And it's just, Right now, it's still uptrending on the long term, but it's very choppy. And when this happens, you just let it go. You've got the stop loss in place. If you are stressing out about a trade, it probably means that you've got too much risk going. You know what I mean? So if you can't sleep properly, that's a key thing for you to go, okay, I'm risking too much money. Because when you put the trade on, I think about, okay, I don't need, that money's not really there anymore because you just let the thing go. So that would be what I'd, tell people. That's why the small account.
It's called the pillow test. If you go and put your head on the pillow and you think about your trade, you've put too much money on it.
Yeah, it's a quick and easy. That's right. Yeah. Especially if you start with a big account, you're risking, even on a big account, 1% might be like $200 or $100. That's still, that's why you want to start small to begin with and then get more confident and then slowly build that from there. All right, and one more trade, the USD yen, and that's not too bad, but it's bouncing a little bit at the bottom there in the 105s. I think it closed at 106 on Saturday morning, and to me, it is on the daily chart there, Connor. If you have that up there, it's there's a bit of a wick. It actually looks like a nice little kangaroo tail on the daily chart.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So to the reverse traders, they might be really licking their lips there, but overall,
that to me isn't because there's been such a strong downward push, and that's kind of almost a pseudo kangaroo tail.
Yeah.
So
on the weekly's pretty telling. To me, that looks like it's off the cliff nearly, like it's really collapsed. So again, guys, the stop loss is in place. So
that's not a bad actually. On the 4 hour, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it sort of it closed after a little bit of a bounce, but it looks like Monday, if it could consolidate. I mean, if you were a betting man and you saw this and you were saying, well, odds are it probably will fall. But again, guys, if you do have a trade on similar to this, I hope you haven't followed us or anything, but don't move the stop loss if it comes back up. Let it hit the stop loss and move on. Don't get emotionally involved with the trade. Do not do that. Anyway, I think, do we have enough time, or we probably don't, do we, to talk about New Zealand dollar? I mean, the New Zealand dollar semi-bullish right now as a little...
Yeah, no, we're just commenting before.
Yeah, yep.
Before you press record, I was just like, geez, look how it's just made a comeback after it was going down. We thought it was the end of the trend. Now it just looks like it could be that could just been a bigger sort of dip. And it's looking quite strong again. So that'll just be interesting. That's just a bit of talk around the cooler.
Yeah, it is.
Be interesting to see if it goes any further, any higher.
For me personally, I won't. It actually looks pretty nice. I won't be able to get into this because I'm fully loaded right now with the 2 trades, open risk. Can you take 2 trades at once, or what is your rule?
Yeah, my rule's 6%.
Yeah.
But I won't have them all in the same currency pair.
Yeah.
So I won't have them related.
Yeah.
I just won't have them correlate because, I was just going to make the comment. If you actually look at gold and the New Zealand pair on the daily together, they look exactly the same. They look at the gold shaping up looking more correlated towards the New Zealand dollar than the Australian dollar at the moment.
Goodness me, look at that. It's quite an interesting little format. It is too.
So yeah, can you see that? Because your chart's a little bit different to mine.
No, it's still very... On the 4 hour, it closed a little bit more bearish than the New Zealand, but if you
look at the daily, they were both looking.
Yeah, the dailies. Wow, look at that. I've just gone. Yeah. So that's the gold there, guys, and then that's. Oh, the 4 hours really pretty telling. Wow. Okay. So that's something. That's an
so you know how like gold, and because Australia's a massive, we have massive gold deposits.
Yeah.
That gold and the Aussie sort of go up together a lot. But I was comparing the Aussie with the gold, and it's not correlating as much as the New Zealand with.
Yeah, I did notice that. Because the Aussie's down a little bit off its highs, so
yeah.
I think, guys, in closing, New Zealand dollar probably the one to watch. Personally, it would be nice to take it, but I won't unless something moves to break even. But I think that's the end to the podcast, guys. Episode 51. So next week is a year long. I'm gonna have to sort out a giveaway prize or something. I'm gonna sort something
I
out.
reckon $6.50 a Subway roll.
Yeah, and like a mug maybe with a Subway in it, half eaten. That would be fair.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be a really. That summarizes the channel really well. Like, anyway, but that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. It's a bit longer, but the start of the video, just watch that a couple times if you're a new trader. Watch it a few times. Anyway, anything to finish with, Connor?
No, I'm done.
Yep, it's late, guys. It's a late one for us. So thanks for watching, and until next time, trade safe. See you, Connor.
See ya, Scotty.